Welcome to the Marketing Ninja Lab podcast with Jorge and Ollie Rodriguez.
What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about how to optimize your Google My Business listing. But I guess first we should start off with letting people know, what is the Google My Business?
Yeah, and
in case you don't know.
yeah, guys, and here's another episode of the podcast. Glad you're here with us. And Google My Business, which is now being replaced by Google Search and Maps, by the way. So some people might.
It's also going to be called now Google Business Profile.
Yeah, that's right. Google Business Profile. So that is essentially the little when you search for like Italian restaurant near me, and you get the maps with a couple of restaurants. You click on a restaurant, that little box pops up. That's basically your
maps.
Yeah, Google. But there's more to it. It has the address, it has the reviews, it has pictures. I just don't want you to get, just think of it as a map. It's the whole profile. That's what we're talking about today.
Correct. Yeah, it's like more than just a map.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
It's a whole business listing.
A business listing. Yeah, that's what's called Google Business Profile, because they're essentially trying to create a social media equivalent where you post, pictures, videos, blogs, which a lot of people don't know that you could do that now.
Yeah, exactly. So you can post what they call in posts. So you put up a post, and then you can have an image to promote whatever you want. Maybe you have an event coming up. Maybe you have a product on your e-commerce store, which, by the way, that's one thing that e-commerce stores don't take advantage of, is using the Google My Business or Google Business Profile listings to promote their products. But you can put
what would you recommend? How do you promote your products on that?
Well, like I said, you could put up what's called a post, which, like you were referring to, it almost like its own social media type of feed. But you put up an image, you put up a little bit of copy that goes with it. And then you can have a link, a little button that goes back to your product page or your sales page or your funnel or whatever you have. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I know for us, I post pretty much all our blogs, and then there's a little button that says learn more, and you can refer people back to your website.
Yeah, we get traffic from there. We get phone calls too, so you can get leads.
Yeah, and I do every other Tuesday, meaning twice a month, we do workshops. I also add the workshops every to the Google Calendar. Yeah, and you can do the sign up, and I send them to a page where they can sign up. What's interesting here is that 42% of people are more likely to request driving directions to businesses if the business profile has photos. And 35% are more likely to get to its website, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I see a lot with our agency clients that come to us to hire us to do, handle their Google My Business. They're like, just help me optimize this, right? Well, or others that maybe, they're just getting a quote or whatever, right? Like, this is a very common thing that I see, that it's not commonly used to post your photos. You can put photos of your staff, photos of your building, photos of your equipment. And let's say you're a mold removal company or something, right? You can put your vans, your fans, your all this other, equipment that you use to remove the mold or whatever. Like, all those things are what I think that statistic that you're referring to is that's what people want to see. First, it increases the trust. It's like, okay, these guys they're alive, they're posting. Two, it's like, oh, maybe if it's nice and well branded and you put up a nice picture of your equipment and stuff like that, it just instills that confidence in people that it's like, okay, well, these guys got their shit together, It's like, nice little logo.
PG-13 podcast, Coach.
If you have kids in the car, it's a little bit too late.
wait, I gotta do my sound effect. Oh no, wait, that's the cheering. That was the joke. That's the joke. All right, okay, moving on. So yeah, so the point of that is that you need to be posting your photos and just filling up all of that, all of the sections of the Google My Business. That's one of the main tips I can give you. If they're telling you that you got to fill out category, photos, videos, So yeah, I mean, I have.
Yeah, what else?
I have you. You want to do name, address, and phone number for sure.
For sure.
You want to do your address, and you want to utilize
Your hours. What
yeah.
hours you're open?
What hours? If you have any COVID restrictions and stuff like that. You want to do upload photos for sure. Add your products and services because that's a text entry. You can add products and services. Always respond to customer reviews. It's a big one. Good or bad, especially bad ones. If you respond to the bad reviews, you can. I think it increases not only your Google pushes you out more when you're responding to these reviews, but it makes you look human. You humanize that business.
I agree. That engagement and also helps with conversion because of the humanization part that I guess you're talking about, right? Like somebody goes to search and they find your business and they see that you're engaging with those customers, then it increases the likelihood of them wanting to do business with you because they see that you engage back with people.
Yeah, and I had recently somebody asked me like, "Hey, how do you engage with bad reviews?" That's a we only have about 2 bad reviews ourselves. One of them I personally responded to in a witty way. And what I mean by that is this guy, you can tell what reviews a person has left. You can find that out. The person that left us a bad review was just left a similar bad review on all these other similar sites. So it was kind of interesting. It was like a pattern. But his complaint was our pricing. And so that we did an interview, a consultation, and then the pricing was too much. So, for me, I was like, hey, I apologize and then he complained about the time. So I just spinned it. Hey,
how much time did the call took or whatever?
Was, yeah.
Okay.
And so I was more like, hey, I apologize that our team spent 40 minutes of their time helping you out with this, which resulted in a price being too high. Mm-hmm. So it was just kind of like showing the public like, hey, we spent 40 minutes of our time trying to help you. So I don't know. I think you can just get creative like that.
Yeah.
It's not rude. It's not mean. But at the same time, it's like, hey, look, we invested time in this. I apologize if you thought our pricing was too high.
Yeah, I think you got to keep it professional because it makes you look worse if you let the emotions get the best of you and you respond and then, respond negatively or whatever. And that's on there forever. And it's like you can never really read the tone, just the right way when it's just reading it or whatever. So when other customers in the future see that response, they could just take that the wrong way. Or if you're being really negative, it just looks bad. So just keep it professional, and and you could do what Ollie's saying is like maybe just kind of keep it witty too, and don't get emotional, I guess is my tip on that.
No, you definitely can't because. Yeah, I mean, it really you gotta be strategic about it. But the point is, you can answer to even negative comments.
And another thing that people might not know is that you can actually appeal to get some of these reviews removed if they don't apply. Mm-hmm. So let's say that you get a negative review for a restaurant, and we're an agency. So somebody comes and they got the listing wrong. They left a bad review for us, but it doesn't apply, right? So you can appeal that to Google and be like, hey, this is for a restaurant, this doesn't apply to us or whatever, and then they'll get it removed. Or maybe they complain about, let's just say the website doesn't load or something, right? Like something not having to do with the business. You can appeal that and just, get it removed if it's a negative one.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
It happens rarely, but it does happen. Yeah. But on these reviews, it's really interesting. A statistic here says that 97% of customers say that reviews influence their buying decision. So review management has to be top priority for every customer-facing business, which I guess are all of them. I mean, you can't live without a customer. Brands need to be engaging and interacting with their consumers to create an open channel. If you respond to the reviews, there is a increase of 15% less cancellation, less churn, which means less cancellation. So anyway, the point is 97% of people going to Google are reading those reviews, are looking at it, even if it's just the stars and the numbers.
Yeah, makes a difference.
It does make a difference. So you
just like Amazon, you go to Amazon and sometimes you don't read all of the reviews. Most of the time you don't, right? You just look at how many they have, the star rating and stuff, and then that helps you make at least 90% of the decisions. So same thing with Google My Business. So you do want to be getting as many reviews as you can. So make sure to use your listing link everywhere. So you could put that in your email signatures. You could put that on your web page. You can put that, you can strategically give it out to your customers when they first get to your business or when they're leaving, right? The first time they do business with you, I guess what I'm saying. Like, just make sure that you're always promoting it and you're doing everything you can to get reviews because it matters a lot, not just for everything that we just spoke about, but one other thing is that the words that the customers leave on these reviews turn out to be keywords.
Wow, that's a great little tip.
Yes. So, the Google bot is reading that and it's starting to learn now what kind of services and what kind of products you're offering in your business so that when customers are searching for those type of things, right, in the future, then it picks up those keywords so that your listing can show up over or next to, the competitors.
Yeah, another similar statistic to the previous one is that 84% of people trust online reviews as much as the word of a friend, which is very powerful because it's a quicker buying transaction. There's less thinking. Trust occurs instantly and things of that nature. I would say that that, by the way, it does offer, Google My Business does offer, it includes a free website building.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's more for startups or people who don't have, hey, I'm just getting going, I don't have money for a website, and they're just launching their little hair salon stuff, or I don't know, spa or something. It's like
maybe you have a pool cleaning business and you don't have the your own website. You could use that.
Yeah.
But even if you do, which is a really good tip here, you can use that website to create a backlink for your other website. I'm always thinking
ninja. I don't know.
I'm always thinking
you might
with
want to
SEO. So, okay, first of all, what's a backlink? It's just a link that's going to your website. So this website that Google My Business lets you create, it's inside the Google My Business, right? What I'm saying is that you can put your regular website link in that website that you just created inside Google My Business, and then it leads back to your regular website. So that's basically considered a backlink. Just some SEO ninja. That's all.
Yeah, and one of the things that also highly recommend here, besides the what do you call it? The whole posting and updating your website and answering comments, reviews, is ask for reviews. So this is really important. When you start off a business, you want to get your friends, family, anybody that's done business with you to help leave a review. One of the things that Google will give you is a quick little link that you can share. Google My Business will give you a quick little link you can share. Share that, send that as a text message to all your friends, all your family. Say, hey, leave me a quick review. You want to get that populating. Companies that have very little reviews, what will create an idea that the business is new. And you don't want to, especially if you've been there for a while, you don't want to have that. You want to have reviews. It'll make it seem as that you've been in business for a long time, which of course then results to more trust and easier purchasing decisions. So, those are a couple of things that, we recommend. You want to if you're a restaurant, put pictures of your food, pictures of the vibe. If you have live music, you go pictures of that. You can add videos too. You can add interior, exterior pictures, pictures of all your staff. You want to saturate that Google My Business listing with as much as pictures as you can. Treat it as an Instagram. Treat it as a Facebook. write blogs of questions that people might answer. Some people don't know this, but if you are let's say you are a pool cleaner, as you said, and you write a blog of like, is salt water better than chlorine type pool? That might be a question that people are often searching for.
Right.
Is a saltwater pool more expensive to maintain than a chlorine pool type blogs? These would be stuff that are like, okay, boom, it positions you as an authority and education.
But are you saying to put the blog in the
Google My Business?
Yeah.
You can do that as a post. You can do a blog links to your website, right? But it gives you could do it right there and then.
But in the post section, and then you link it back to your blog on your website.
Yeah, and
just
to
clarify,
and an example can be, you could go to our Google My Business AGM agency.
Yeah,
and you could see there's a lot of blogs there by our CEO Manuel Suarez.
But that's on our website. You're saying,
but it's on our website. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to find our Google My Business. Man, sometimes I don't even know what to call it anymore.
Google Business Profile?
My Google Business Profile, you want to find that. It's actually AGM Marketing Agency.
AGM
just
Marketing
to find it
Agency
easier for
in
you.
Largo,
so you can go and see, as an example of somebody using these features. All right, so the last thing I wanted to cover, that's all the basic stuff. Stuff. Anybody can do that. A little bit more advanced is, how do you optimize and get better and maybe even, beat out your competition ranking wise and stuff like that? And there's one major thing that you have to be doing, and that's getting your, what they call NAP, your name, address, and phone number, listed in as many places as you can. Now, here's a very important part of that, is that it has to be exactly all the same.
Oh, okay, good. That's
yeah,
good
a lot of people don't know this, but let's say you're
like saying you go AGM agency on one listing and then AGM marketing agency on another.
Yeah, that too. But the business name for the most part is never going to be that far off, right?
Sure.
With us, it sometimes is AGM agency, AGM marketing agency. But what I was going to say is, let's say your street address ends with a drive. Sometimes you use DR, sometimes you use drive, sometimes you do use capital D. All of those are different name, address, phone numbers, or NAPs, right? For Google, the Google bot actually needs to see the exact same thing to relate all of those, and then give your listing more power, I guess.
How
more
do
ranking
they update
power.
that though? Where do they go to enter in their address? It's like if I just opened up my pizza shop.
Yep.
And I want to start putting these names, numbers, and phone numbers the way Coach is telling me to do. Where the heck do I go?
Yeah, so first of all, like I was saying, it has to be exactly the same. But now, where do you go and place it? Everywhere. It could be on your website. It could, and it could be on your footer of the website, which means that it's on every single page, which that counts. So it's like, let's say you have 100 pages on your website. Okay, now you have 100 places where you just placed your name, address, and your phone number. Another thing, any other blog.
This is a good tip.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've done that on our site. I got to go check after this podcast. You just dropped a value bomb. Okay. And one of these things have to be a bomb, an explosion.
That's true. We need a little bomb sound effect.
Other
places you can put your name, address, phone number, even your Facebook page, social media places.
It actually links with Facebook, by the way, so that's automatically.
Yes.
Google My Business.
Now, one thing is a link, but because that's like for people to be able to go to your Facebook page and just browse around or whatever. What I'm talking about is listing your actual name, address, phone number. The Google bot will eventually crawl these pages, the blogs, the social media pages, your website. Maybe you belong to the
Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, exactly. But what's the local one? Like
you're the
Chamber
of Commerce.
Yeah, maybe your city
local
chamber of commerce or whatever, right? They list your business on there. Just make sure that it has the exact name, address, phone number. That's the same as your Google My Business profile, Google Maps, whatever we want to call it, listing, and yeah, that's going to start helping you rank better when people start typing in your industry keywords. So now you start to beat out your competition, start to get more leads.
Yeah,
and that's what this is all about. We want to bring this podcast to help you guys grow your business, get more leads, get more sales, there's anything that we can do for you in that department, you can contact our agency if you go to which one?
Talk to ninja.com or agmagency.com and then just hit contact us. Or you can Google us and you'll see our Google My Business business profile. But, I think this is great because this is a tip that anybody can use and it doesn't require finances.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't matter where you are in the customer journey. If you're
requires a little bit of sweat equity.
Sweat equity, yeah, and some time. Commitment requires time and money, as Mr. Cardone says. And there you go. So you got time. But the thing is that even if you're at the far end of a journey, we have a company that is a client of ours that has $45 million a year e-commerce business. They're mostly e-commerce sales. They have, I think, 11 reviews. They've been around for 12 years. Changed locations because it's a warehouse type stuff. But that's an example of exploding business can still improve.
Yes.
On their Google, right?
Yeah.
We have another business that is a restaurant locally. They just purchased it, and they want to get going. So no matter where you are on the scale, where you are on the journey, Google My Business or Google Business Profile can always be improved. It's free. It just needs that work. That's sweat equity, as Coach says. So, all right. Well, hey, guys. We appreciate you tuning in to another podcast. Catch the podcast every Friday on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And subscribe to our AGM YouTube channel, just AGM Agency. You will start seeing live content there as well. And if you're not satisfied with just one podcast a day, you're going to be able to consume more video content there. So, anything else, Coach, before we go?
That is all. See you guys next week.
All right.